on the floor tonight. Two of the outstanding players in this league in game one. Karl Malone with 23 points. David Robinson had 29.
So we talked about David Robinson's finesse and speed in the open court, and Karl Malone has all the power. Two different games. David Robinson, again, being labeled as soft, Vern, but, I mean, you got to be kidding me. He's just different. He's more finesse. Malone's more power.
And both, you saw there, excuse me, Danny.
No, both very effective in the way they play.
Out of Ruston, Louisiana, and David Robinson from the Naval Academy, of course. 17-8 with 2:37 to go in the opening quarter. San Antonio trying to even this one up. The Spurs have never, as in N-E-V-E-R, they have never won a playoff series in which they've lost the opening game. That includes 3 playoff series in the old ABA days. They're 0 for 14.
Well, they feel like they're a better team than Utah. Whether they are or not, obviously Utah feels they're better, but they feel very discouraged by that first game. It looks like that's inspired them.
Robinson with the block. Into the hands of Brian Russell. Here's Isley, finds Hornacek, takes the jumper for 3. Spencer in person, and Dalton Spencer
good play offensively, good weak side help from David. A lot more active in this game than he was in game one.
Hornacek. Corey Alexander's come on in place of Avery Johnson. He gets the rebound. Number 1, Corey Alexander.
A lot different player than Avery Johnson. Not as good in the open court, but a much better perimeter shooter. They'll be a lot more hesitant to leave him and double team, give him the open shots from the outside.
Chuck Person in the low post.
Chuck Person being defended by Jeff Hornacek, taking advantage of that big old rear down in the low post on Hornacek.
Double wide, 21-8. Movie starts at 8 o'clock. Utah is 4 of 16 shooting. Stockton gets ready to come back in. Purdue. Foul by Brian Russell.
And that's what I was talking about, Sean Elliott. They're doing such a great job of collapsing on Sean Elliott. He's got to find the open man when they double and triple team him on the penetration. That time found wide open Will Purdue. Will took it strong to the hole and got the foul.
Well, Bob Hill, talking with us this morning, said we deserved every criticism we got. And they got a lot, including boos from the crowd of 15,100. It was a crowd that was very disappointing, as a matter of fact. They expect about 18,000 tonight, 17 and 18.
Well, this is one adjustment that Jerry Sloan wanted to make today, was not put these guys on the line so much tonight. That was the one aspect of the game that San Antonio beat Utah in the other night, was more free throw attempts.
Purdue, 1 of 2, and then gets the rebound into the hands of Corey Alexander. 22-8 with 70 seconds to go. What an awful quarter for the Utah Jazz. And what a contrast from game 1. Elliott blocked by Ostertag, who's on the floor. And the jumper from Person.
Well, so far in this game, Vern, this reminds you a little bit about Utah and Portland in the game 5 at Salt Lake.
A 17-point lead at the moment. Ostertag came on for Spencer. Foul by Robinson. Or Purdue. Let's see who they got. Robinson. His first.
Right here, Ostertag comes over from the weak side. Good shot block. Had 5 of those in game 5 against Portland. Really a good player. Really come into his own here in the second half of the year, playing his role, blocking shots, good post defense, and making the open lanes when he's open off the double teams.
Charles Smith on for Robinson. Final 36 seconds. That was Utah's first free throw of the night.
And a silly foul by David Robinson, coming down and helping out on Ostertag. Will should be able to hand Ostertag without a double team.
Well, the Utah Jazz may not get into double digits in the first quarter. They trailed 25-9. There's Alexander. Burson with the jumper. And Ostertag puts it in the hands of Hornacek.
Utah likes to play this high pick and roll the last shot of the quarter. They want to force John left. They don't want him to be able to come over the pick. He's one of the best in the business at finding a way to get open.
There's the pick. There's Malone. No. Single digits for the Utah Jazz in the first quarter of the game. That ties a playoff low. And it was in candor a combination of San Antonio's effort and Utah's ineptitude.
And free. Catch the action Saturday, May 18th at 1, only on TNT.
Tomorrow, the NBA playoffs continue. The Sonics head to Houston with a 2-0 lead. The Sonics Rockets at 9:30. But first, Game 2, Hawks Magic, tomorrow at 7 on TNT.
This is for my man Sam. Sam I am, the Rocket Man. How could you stop it, man? 2 rings on my hand when I drop it in. Mr. Clef Double Deluxe, butter touch. 6'3" and mad tough. Nimble and crafty, just ask and you can't pass me. The Mr. Buzzer Beater, the 24-second clock cheater. My jumper's deeper than the creature in your late night feature. You just got shook when I stood with no looks. Put the points in the books, leaving you stranded. It's the Reebok playoff bandit. This is my planet, Pimp, baby.
He runs the 100 in 14.4. He long jumps 7.2.5. And he high jumps. Well, sort of. But wow, you should see his Powerade cap. It won him the chance to train at the U.S. Olympic Training Center. And the right cap could get you here, too. Odds of scoring are 1 in 4 with discounts on athletic gear from Champ Sports. Discounts on subscriptions to Sports Illustrated and free Powerade. Hey, that could be you.
Special financing now available on any Rheem air conditioning system purchased.
Downtown San Antonio, Texas, and not far from the downtown area, the Alamo Dome, where the San Antonio Spurs have erupted for a 25-9 first quarter lead. Let's check in with Craig Sager.
How bad was that quarter for the Utah Jazz? It's only the 3rd time in the history of the NBA playoffs that a team did not get in double digits in the first quarter. The last time it happened, 1988, Danny Ainge's Boston Celtics held the Atlanta Hawks to 9 points. Bert?
Oh, you held them to 9.
Absolutely. I remember that quarter. Matter of fact, I got a videotape at home saying basketball the way it ought to be played. But San Antonio just added to my video library right there with that quarter.
25-9, 11:50 to go in the second now. Hopeful that things can get better. Brian Russell, Stockton. Adam Keefe has come on, and he draws the foul. Let's take a statistical breakdown, Danny, of what happened in that first quarter.
Well, the big key right there, rebounding. Field goal percentage had a lot to do with why there were so many available rebounds for San Antonio, but San Antonio was 34-2 when they out-rebound their opponents.
Foul was on Chuck Person, his first. Stockton, Corey Alexander guards him. Here's Malone. Gets the pass from Stockton. That's 3 assists for John tonight.
That's a beautiful post feed, Vern. I mean, not very many guys in the league can make that quality of post feed to Stockton.
Here's Charles Smith for the jumper from 18. Smith is 3 for 4 tonight. Another good sign.
Utah's defense is cheating a lot, trying to help on all the penetration and the mismatches by the Jazz defense. They're very susceptible to the outside shot.
Stockton with another assist. That's 4. Russell gets the basket.
Russell's been a huge player for the Jazz so far in the playoffs. Had a great fourth quarter in the Portland series. Had a great game. Last game, game 1, 3 for 3 from the three-point line. Gets called for foul right there, Vern, but he's one of the best defenders on the team on the perimeter for the Utah Jazz.
Antoine Carr comes on.
This is a mismatch anytime because someone's guarding Karl Malone. He's so strong, and he's got John Stockton making that post feed. Not very many guys, matter of fact, not anybody other than Magic Johnson can make that pass into the post.
Purdue got it. Gathers it in from Del Negro and puts it off the glass.
Well, you could see him forcing Vinny Del Negro, so he couldn't use the pick on the baseline. Good read by Vinny and Will.
Will Purdue with 3 points to accompany 3 assists in his time on the floor. Here's Antoine Carr. He's guarded by Smith. Ostertag on the floor. Stockton, no. Adam Keefe knocks it out of bounds.
Well, right here, look at Ostertag's cheating, trying to help on Del Negro. They shouldn't have to do that when there's not even a pick being set. Good read by Vinny and Will. Good execution. There's Will with another little 2-foot shot to increase that field goal percentage.
29-13. Del Negro takes it all the way and puts the runner up and in.
Vinny is so good. People think of Vinny as strictly an outside shooter. A lot better athlete than people give him credit for being. Excellent finisher on the pick and rolls.
18-point lead. 9:40 before halftime. Antoine Carr, top of the key.
Good execution by the Jazz. Antoine, very capable outside shooter. You can see Spurs have been very successful so far in this game, keeping John Stockton under control, trapping him when he's coming off the elbow picks, forcing him baseline on the sideline picks.
There's Del Negro and Purdue with the pick and roll. Russell up to get the rebound.
Vinny feeling it, trying to take it against a tough Brian Russell on the perimeter, one-on-one.
Alexander's got Stockton. Carr, Smith lost him and paid for it.
Well, they're trying to send that pick down to the baseline. Antoine Carr just goes to the open spot. The rotation's a little bit late getting there to Antoine. He'll nail those just like Karl Malone.
And John Stockton now with 5 assists.
You play the same type of defense on John Stockton the whole game. He'll figure it out before long, Vern. Believe me, you can't play one way against him the whole night.
Here comes Utah with a 3-on-1. Stockton settles for Carr, and the foul's blocked. And a foul. They got Antoine Carr. Charles Smith got a bloody mouth out of it.
Jerry Sloan ran out on the court. He ran out to half court. He's asking for a technical, and the officials won't give him one.
Sloan and Mike Mathis.
That was all ball. It's a good block. Antoine lost it on the way up. Antoine very frustrated. He didn't get Stockton the assist.
And a technical on Jerry Sloan, so he did get the tee.
Make no mistake, Spurs is here.
These days, more and more people are doing things they never imagined before. People who never imagined a minivan could drive like a car are driving the Mercury Villager. People who never imagined how much fun driving could be are driving the Mercury Mystique. And people who never imagined a car could look and feel this solid are driving the all-new Mercury Sable.
Imagine yourself in a Mercury.
For a limited time, get $2.9 financing or $600 cash back on Mercury Sable and Mystique.
Enter the Mission Impossible Sweepstakes. Winners go courtside and behind the scenes of an NBA game on TNT, home of the NBA playoffs. Look for entry forms at all Foot Locker stores and look for Mission Impossible starring Tom Cruise May 22nd in theaters everywhere. Message will self-destruct after 30 nights of NBA playoff action. Only on TNT.
I hope you're in trouble.
Oh, I am.
What kind of trouble?
I can't get Turner Classic Movies.
Well, why don't you call your local cable operator?
I have. But they still don't carry it.
Well, keep calling. It's worth the wait.
Do you have it?
Sister, I don't even have a radio.
Utah coach Jerry Sloan was very upset with Mike Mathis. He felt that Charles Smith threw a punch at Antoine Carr after Smith was hit in the mouth. Although the punch did not land, just the fact that he threw one, Sloan said he should have been ejected from the game. So Jerry Sloan obviously felt that the referees did not see Charles Smith throw that punch. Vern?
Well, let's go back. What do you think?
Well, Vern, you know, sometimes you throw a fist out of frustration. You know, you don't throw a fist. You know, I've seen guys throw a fist when they miss a shot at air. He saw Antoine Carr running away from him. Antoine Carr was 10 feet away from him right here. I mean, he's way out of reach. That didn't even come close to hitting Antoine Carr. I disagree with that. I don't think that was an ejection.
Well, they did shoot the technical. Del Negro made it. So we're going back to play with the score 32-17, 8:29 to go before halftime.
If anything, Utah should be happy that Antoine Carr's not ejected, or at least getting a flagrant foul for the elbow that he threw at Charles Smith.
Antoine Carr is joined for the moment by Ostertag, Adam Keefe, Russell, and Stockton.
Vern, tell me, what's worse, an elbow that lands in the face or a swing that misses everything?
That was a definite Smith air ball. Avery Johnson back on the floor for San Antonio. Robinson continues to rest. Here's Charles Smith, Purdue, Del Negro, and Sean Elliott. Elliott gets it. They kick it right side. Avery Johnson takes the jumper. No. Stockton has it. And Sean Elliott and Adam Keefe go elbows over teacups.
Another double foul. It looks like Adam Keefe locks up Sean Elliott, and Sean Elliott throws Adam Keefe to the ground trying to free himself. They call it a double foul. Adam Keefe, a very physical player. Somehow they got tangled right there. Their bodies got tangled, and Sean just helps Adam Keefe to the ground a little further. We couldn't see what Adam did first to start it.
Double foul called. There's the trap on Stockton. Antoine Carr over Charles Smith.
Antoine shooting the ball well from the perimeter. Half-court trap. There's one team that's great against the half-court trap at Utah. John Stockton is a master at finding the open man.
32-19. 7:45 to go in a half. Robinson getting ready to come back. Illegal defense is called on Utah.
Now Greg Ostertag gets caught in the middle of the lane. He thought he was in that Kansas 1-3-1 zone defense.
Roy Williams said, what's wrong with that? 7:40 to go. Keefe out on Elliott. And Sean Elliott with the jumper is good.
Well, that's a great play by Sean Elliott. Adam Keefe right in his face. Good job of one-on-one defense by Keefe. Elliott just made him pay with a beautiful executed shot.
4 points for Elliott tonight. Carr goes to his right. Del Negro clears it for San Antonio. Utah back defensively. Sean Elliott. Johnson steps in front of Del Negro. Nice play. Shot no good. Ostertag.
Well, that was bad spacing by the Spurs that time. Avery Johnson and Vinny Del Negro standing side by side. Avery's got to get out of the way and let the shooters have those shots.
34-19. A 15-point margin. Largest was 18. Keefe.
Ooh, not a good outside shooter. Good execution. Good find by Antoine Carr. Took the ball off the dribble, but came down and doubled him on the dribble. Found Keefe for the open 15-footer.
Now Utah's putting together a little bit of a run now.
Now Stockton grabbed Avery's arm, got away with a foul.
That's for 3.
And Brian Russell continues shooting the ball well.
14 points off the Utah bench thus far. Robinson. And a chance to get it back into single digits.
Well, David was on the bench for an awful long time there, Vern. Came in not real aggressive on that move. Stockton, as we can see, does not want to even guard Avery Johnson. Every time David puts it on the floor to the middle, there's John Stockton to be a little pest.
Elliott comes with the help this time. A 3-second violation, however. 5:49 to go in the first half. The lead is 10.
A Imagine hearing the call of the road, not the road itself. Imagine having the world at your fingertips. Imagine yourself worrying less and enjoying more. Imagine an automobile so precisely engineered it feels as if it were formed from a single piece of steel. Introducing the all-new 1996 Mercury Sable.
Imagine yourself in a Mercury.
Now get 2.9% financing or $600 cash back on the 1996 Mercury Sable.
I can't believe I'm losing my hair back here.
Like father, like son.
Yeah, right.
Look, if you want to regrow some hair, check this out.
Rogaine? Don't you need a prescription?
Not anymore.
How's it work? Rogaine goes to the root of your hair, and for some people, gets it to grow.
What have you got to lose?
Nothing, I guess, except more hair.
That's been easy to use.
And it's starting to work.
See, there's room for growth in every relationship.
Rogaine, medically proven to regrow hair.
This job has taught me firsthand about pressure. Every day you're faced with a new challenge. So how do you prepare yourself? You need to build your skills, because being a parent is probably the toughest job we'll ever have. It takes patience, love, and support. And it takes a team. So reach out to your friends, family, and community, and we can help make a world where child abuse doesn't exist.
In game one, John Stockton, 19 assists, Danny.
Well, John Stockton, one of the greatest point guards in all of NBA history. He's the guy that every player that's a 6'1" point guard that wants to play in the NBA or college or high school should emulate. A perfect player, the way he plays the game offensively and defensively, every aspect of the game.
Did I see some poll that said he was a dirty player?
Yeah, you know, I remember when we played Houston and Utah played Houston the same year, back-to-back years, Houston was saying John Stockton's as dirty as Danny Ainge. That was the best compliment I ever received right there. Me and John Stockton in the same sentence.
And you're still getting votes in that poll this year, huh?
Yeah, well, John Stockton voted second in the NBA as the dirtiest player, which I think is hysterical. He's a physical player. He plays tough, hard-nosed defense, sets great picks on big guys, frustrates his opponent, exactly the way the game's supposed to be played.
And wears his pants in a style from the 60s.
Yeah, you know, he told me about that. You know, he wears those shorts. He said, hey, just because Michael Jordan wears those baggy shorts doesn't mean I have to. The rest of the league copied Michael Jordan. I don't have to.
John Stockton just picked up his 7th assist, and as cold as Utah was in the first quarter, you saw the graphic how they have come back, and the lead is now 8 with a chance to go to 6 or 5. Stockton pulls up for 3. Adam Keefe, Malone chases it down, but Johnson takes it away. 3-on-3. Johnson drives and is rejected by Antoine Carr.
Good penetration by Avery. He had Vinny Del Negro wide open on the wing.
25-9 at the end of the first quarter, and it's an 8-point lead now. Here's Del Negro, pick and roll with Robinson. Robinson. Keith clears it.
Great play by Del Negro. David hasn't been able to hit those shots on the perimeter yet tonight.
Robinson is 2 of 8 with 4:30 to go in the first half. Carr. Malone over Robinson. Del Negro from Johnson. Stolen. Russell got it. Keefe is open. Shot is good.
Good defense first by Brian Russell, stripping the ball from Vinny on the pick and roll. Brian Russell, very aggressive defenser, as we said.
A 9-0 Utah run, and the lead is 6. Elliott underneath to Johnson. Elliott gets the return pass, and another misfire for the Spurs.
Avery early in the game made Stockton pay on the one lay-in that he got. Stockton double teaming, but that time since then, he hasn't been able to make John pay for his cheating defense.
Carr might have gotten away with dragging his foot. Smith, loose ball, Russell has it. Takes the open three-pointer. No, Robinson rebound.
Another loose ball by Utah. San Antonio's been getting all the loose balls early in this game.
Johnson. Del Negro for three. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half.
All those shots were going for San Antonio early in the game. All of a sudden they've hit a cold spell. The rim gets a little bit smaller.
Russell Robinson.
Vinny got away with a little snake bite on Brian Russell down the post.
Avery Johnson got lucky that wasn't stolen. Here's Smith. No. Oh, boy. San Antonio is frigid. Carr from Stockton back to Russell for three.
Russell really been shooting the ball well. Jerry Sloan's trying to get Russell out of the game. Hornacek's been waiting at the scores table. Russell, great defensive play, hits a three. Sloan says, sit down, Jeff.
A 12-0 run for the Utah Jazz. The lead is 3.
The NBA playoffs on TNT are brought to you by Beechwood Aged Budweiser, official sponsor of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team. This Bud's for you. And by the complete line of 1996 Lincoln and Mercury automobiles.
Games. The beer run. The Bud World Party continues. Round the clock, around the world.
Someday, tires will be designed to drive you up to 50 miles, even after a puncture. But you'll have to wait for that innovation. Okay, you've waited long enough. The Secura tire system, part of the personal security package, available only on the Lincoln Continental.
In a dangerous world, courage.
Stop them. You're the only one who can.
Is a phantom.
I killed him years ago.
Well, guess what? He's back.
There are those who say he is only a myth. Soon they will discover the Phantom is real. Rated PG. June 7th at theaters everywhere.
Someday, satellites will help summon emergency assistance to vehicles at the push of a button.
Help is on the way, Mrs. North.
But you'll have to wait for that innovation. Okay, you've waited long enough. The personal security package with rescue, available only on the Lincoln Continental.
We spend a lot of time talking about the pick and roll. Let's spend some time in the classroom, Danny. Show us what it is.
Well, Vern, how many times have we seen these two great players? Karl Malone goes over and sets the pick. They trap him. They trap John Stockton, a great passer, one of the best of all time. Karl rolls to the basket for the easy dunk. The pick and roll the way it's supposed to be. But right here we see Brian Russell. Doesn't need help from Karl Malone. Defends Vinny all by himself and the pick. Very physical, gets through the pick, leads to an easy 2 points by the Utah Jazz. Beautiful defense.
Well, offensively tonight, the Jazz have tried 11 pick and rolls and have been successful on 3. They tried it 41 times in game 1. They were successful on 15, and Bob Hill said that isn't what killed us. It was the offensive rebounds and the second chance off the pick and roll.
Well, yeah, but that has to do with the pick and roll. Because you're scrambling your defense on the pick and roll, that leads to second chance opportunities. So, you know, that's their whole offense, and 15 to 41 is a little bit deceiving.
Spurs have missed their last 9 shots. Here's the pick and roll. Johnson. Clean block, no goaltending. Stockton, Adam Keefe. It's a 1-point ball game.
Well, so far, the team that has been able to get out and run, it all starts with the defense. San Antonio, the great defense in the first quarter. Utah with the great defense in the second.
And Utah's bench has outscored San Antonio's 23-8.
And Jerry Sloan told us every success they've had so far in the playoffs has been because of the bench of the Jazz. Right here, beautiful pick and roll execution. Avery gets to the basket. That ball's on its way down, but great play by Brian Russell. Got away with the goaltend.
Elliott inbounds to Purdue. We've got 1:38 to go before halftime. San Antonio may not have double-digit scoring in this quarter. They've missed their last 10 shots. Johnson. Now they're in double digits, and that was a dandy assist from Avery Johnson.
And that was beautiful patience by Avery Johnson right there. Saw what they were doing, pushing the baseline, waited for Purdue to get set, then decided to penetrate.
That ends a 14-0 run. Purdue off the Carr miss. Del Negro. Adam Keefe for Utah.
Good defense by Brian Russell one more time. Forcing Benny to shoot the fadeaway over the baseline. Cutting the court in half, limiting Benny's options.
Benny hit his first two tonight. He's missed it. Well, he's one of his last 8. There's the pass to Russell. Entry pass to Adam Keefe over Robinson.
Whoa!
Hello.
Adam Keefe, I don't think, knew that David Robinson, all first-team defense, was standing there on the post. And I don't think David Robinson thought Adam Keefe was going to shoot it.
Adam Keefe is 4 for 4. The lead is 1. And the Spurs will play for the final shot. No, they won't. Stockton. Keefe at the buzzer. Got it! The Utah Jazz have a halftime lead.
Adam Keefe for 3. You got to be kidding me.
5 for 5 for Adam Keefe. And they're booing the San Antonio Spurs at halftime. A 16-point lead goes night-night. Utah on a 19-2 lead, and they're up by 2 at the half. Coming up on the Reebok halftime report, Kings guard Mitch Richmond joins Ernie and Cheryl Miller in the studio. A preview of the Sonics-Rockets game. And a look back at Shaq's big night last night.
My car was bought new, and my dad drove it for a while, and he gave it to my mom, and now I drive it. I have 234,000 miles on it. I use Pennzoil because my dad used it before, and I thought, you must be doing something right.
With its revolutionary Pennstar molecule, Pennzoil clings to moving parts, works like liquid ball bearings.
All I have to do is pour in the oil and not have to worry about it for 3,000 miles.
Pennzoil, a broadcast sponsor of NBC's coverage of the 1996 Olympic Summer Games.
Baby Ruth. Who can resist all that rich nougat and caramel? And all those crunchy roasted peanuts. Just what you need to get going.
Showtime!
Baby Ruth from Nestle. This baby gets you going.
You look at a garage a lot differently when you see who it belongs to, especially Sears Garage, where right now all Michelin road handlers are on sale. When you need a great deal on tires, take a look at our garage, Sears Auto Center.
You know, Mr. Guy, life hasn't always been easy for me. Didn't make the cut my freshman year in high school. Didn't get drafted my senior year. What a crying shame. Didn't make the Pan Am team in '87. Or the Summer Games in '88. Hardy though. Now you want to know how I got where I am? Well, if the blues don't kill you, brother, they'll make you a mighty, mighty man. You can say that again.
The Reebok Halftime Report is brought to you by Reebok. Are you prepared to say, this is my planet?
Utah scored 9 points in the first quarter. San Antonio scored 11 in the second quarter. It's a 2-point game in favor of the Jazz, 38-36. Ernie Johnson and Cheryl Miller and the Kings' Mitch Richmond in Atlanta. We got your Reebok halftime report. And Mitch, if you're in those locker rooms right now, what's San Antonio thinking after squandering a 16-point lead?
Well, you have to be concerned if you're San Antonio. You know, this team, the Jazz, has did this without Karl Malone and Jeff Hornacek in the game. And then on the other hand, with Utah going into the locker room, you have to feel surprised and you have to feel good about yourself coming into this game because you took that best shot in the first quarter. And now you're going into halftime with the lead, and your benches did a good job.
Adam Keefe, 11 points, including that shot at the buzzer. They are up by 2. The other Western Conference semi picks up again tomorrow night. We'll have the Sonics and Rockets, 9:30 Eastern, as part of a playoff doubleheader on TNT. On their way to back-to-back titles, the Rockets found themselves down 2-0 in this round both years. Of course, they were never 2 games down to Seattle. So what's the Houston mindset heading into Game 3?
We have confidence because we realize the big picture.
They had won Game 1 and Game 5, let's say. It's no different from winning Game 1 and 2. So you go with the same mental approach for Game 3, as if they just held serve.
This team is a team of veterans, people who have been there. We'd like to be up 2-0, but in fact, we're not. And so you deal with the results. I think we're down 0-2. We got 2 games here at home. We can justify this whole series by winning these 2 games.
Certainly doesn't seem like anybody in that Rocket uniform is reaching for the panic button right now, the sign of a champion, Mitch.
Well, you know, listening to those guys, you see a lot of confidence in what they can do, and they feel that they're down 2-0, but they feel they can tie this series up very quick. But you know, it's kind of hard to go against Houston because they're such a good team in the clutch, and I got a lot of friends over there, so I don't know where to go with
Well, Seattle has beaten these guys 11 in a row now. I mean, and Houston has not had to go through Seattle to claim these last 2 titles. Is it the end of the road? Do you see Seattle being too strong for this bunch?
Well, you know, I'm just like Mitch. I can't give up on the Houston Rockets because they definitely have the heart of a lion. But, you know, defensively for Seattle, I've been very impressed. They're so quick to double down on the dream, and then when they pass the ball out, they're so quick to recover on the wing. But I'll tell you, their defense gets better and better as the playoffs go on.
Game 3 at the Summit tomorrow night, part of a doubleheader here on TNT. When we come back, there wasn't a whole lot of sleight of hand in last night's Magic Act. It was basically Shaq manhandling the Hawks. Back in a minute.
Looking for something?
Yeah, that dime from Sprint's long-distance plan.
Having trouble finding it, huh?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the dark.
Well, that's because depending on when you call, the Sprint Sense rate isn't always a dime. In fact, it could be a quarter.
That puts a whole new light on things.
And on average, most people can save more with AT&T True Reach Savings than with Sprint Sense when they spend just $25 a month. So, what do you think?
I think I found what I'm looking for.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
Hyperkeratosis? Symptom: persistent, itchy, flaky scalp. Solution: Neutrogena T-Gel. It works. Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo. Recommended #1 by dermatologists.
I don't know, but it's been said, athlete's foot's as good as dead. Mighty Mike.
No cooling action.
Stops the itch and cools the burn. Penetrates to kill the germ. Athlete's foot, don't let it win. Stamp it out with Mica 10.
People say in the town of Flatwoods, the most exciting thing to do is sit around and watch the paint dry, especially when it's Behr Premium Plus, only from Home Depot.
It's going on so smoothly.
Nice color.
It's 100% acrylic. It's like putting a plastic shell on your house.
And since Behr has a 15-year guarantee, these people know they won't be seeing this much excitement again for quite a while. Behr Premium Plus, the premium paint with a Home Depot price.
To demonstrate the unique construction of a Simmons Beauty Rest pocketed coil mattress, we're dropping the ball. On the competition, that is. The leading competitor's mattress relies on springs that are linked, so when your partner moves, you can get disturbed. But only Simmons has the Beauty Rest pocketed coil construction to help you get an undisturbed night's sleep, no matter what's rolling around next to you. Beauty Rest by Simmons, the Do Not Disturb mattress.
Down 25-9 after the first quarter, Utah has come back to take a 2-point halftime lead. The Reebok halftime report rolls on. It was 3 weeks ago tonight that Orlando's Dennis Scott set an NBA record with 11 three-pointers in a win over the Hawks. When those two teams opened their best-of-7 last night, 3D managed but one. And nobody really noticed because Shaquille O'Neal was putting together his own 3D performance, a dominating and devastating dismantling of the Hawks.
We can't let him come in and just take the low post position like we allowed him tonight. Tonight, I mean, we let him get way too close to the basket.
They started doubling Shaquille in, later in the game, but no, it was too late then. You know, they have to give something up. We're going to have to really work on getting to him earlier with the double teams and try to limit him from getting as many close-in shots and dunks.
If they do double, I'm going to just pass it out and, you know, my guy's going to hit the shots.
Night in, night out, the bread and butter is the big fella.
Yeah, one of the pleasures of playing in the Western Conference, Mitch will tell you, you only got to face that big fella twice during the season. He is something out there.
Yeah, he's a big guy. In Atlanta, you know, they say all the right things, but this guy is really big. And when you're trying to push him out of the block, it's very, very tough. And They got to come every other time. They got to pick their spots when they're coming in, and it's going to be tough for Atlanta.
Well, the Hawks will definitely have to make some adjustments, and Christian Laettner really ran into trouble in 3 areas. I mean, the first area was taking away the blocks. That's number 1. Don't allow Shaq the blocks, otherwise he's automatic. But what you can do is right here. Force the big fella 3 to 4 feet away from the block. Force him to make his move there. But you have to maintain your position. Otherwise, if he misses, the big fella will follow. And number 3, Christian Laettner has to be more aggressive on the offensive end. Challenge Shaq. Don't just settle for the jumper. You have to put the ball on the floor and force Shaq to defend the dribble.
Game 2 of that series tomorrow night. What time, you're asking? 7 o'clock Eastern, right here, TNT. Back with more in just a minute. Utah with a 38-36 lead over the San Antonio Spurs. And who's hurting them? The big redhead, Adam Peate's got 11, only guy in double figs.